Hello, everyone. This is Kelly Beard of KarmicTools.com, and this is a special eclipse update, primarily focused on the Gemini SAG eclipses happening in November, December of 2020. So this is a special eclipse post, and we are in a special zone. Although eclipses do happen every 6 months, the signs evolve, and therefore the lessons and available energies shift about every 1 to 2 years. Right now, we are deep into the Gemini SAG series, but what you should know is that they are actually moving backwards through the signs. So here too, I remind you about my saying that everything is a response to the last thing and preparation for the next thing. We had our Cancer Capricorn eclipses during 2018 to 2020, which is akin to 2000 to 2002. That's the last time we had Cancer Capricorn eclipses with a Cancer North Node, which basically rearranged our fundamentals. Little did we know what that was really preparing us for with now. Now we have all these new choices and possibilities, but they also seem very tied to or based on what you believe to be true or possible. Either way, we always learn during Gemini SAG eclipses, which are happening all throughout 2020 and 2021. And the last time we went through this with the Gemini North Node was 2001 to 2003. And so the social collective realms always evolve too, and you might be able to remember the evolution we had at that time. So what can you remember about those years and what you knew then and what you know now that can inform your choices in the present moment? Okay, so there's been this 20 years of learning and evolution of your consciousness, and then how that contributes to the social collective realm moves a lot during these times when the eclipses are happening. Now, as you do reflect on those years, then really consider what all these choices and opportunities are actually leading to next for you. Because next will be the Taurus-Scorpio eclipses in 2021 to 2023, which is akin to 2002 to 2005, which would have anchored certain values and priorities since then that have likely run their course by now. So eclipses facilitate the much needed and necessary changes that we often want to delay, resist, or avoid until things implode or explode and we have no choice but to deal with the real. Taurus Scorpio will get very real indeed. Your body and soul weigh in on what is practical and, more importantly, what is sustainable for you, the individual, but again, with the ongoing evolution of the social collective realms that we are also a part of. So after we explore all these possibilities with the Gemini SAG eclipses and we learn what we believe to be true or possible, and we fortify our faith in positive outcomes, we're going to shift into Taurus Scorpio and have to build something or anchor something or give form to these ideas so that they can nourish other people. It's an important rhythm to pay attention to. And again, you went through this rhythm 19 and a half years ago, back in the early 2000s. And so here we are, just kind of full circle. Eclipses are all about light distribution. We often talk about being the light or embodying the light, or Caroline Casey uses translating the light. And I came across a picture named Catching the Light. 'Tis the season of light. We have an unprecedented opportunity to tap into this light energy for deep soul work, fusion, and strength. November, December always launches our personal research and development process of the year. This is an annual cycle that we can tune into and co-create with by reflecting on the last year of your life and determining what it all really means. This month's lunation brings the added energy of eclipses, so let's just ease into the lunar energies a bit first. Sagittarius time, which is generally November 20th to December 20th every year, is the time in between the end of the old and the beginning of the new, in between the invisible Scorpio realms and the very visible Capricorn realms, where the possibilities are only limited by your imagination and your ability to believe in yourself, your vision, and the universe. This is combining your faith with work. Generally, when we move into Capricorn, that's when we begin to make the vision tangible and the actual physical work begins. But for now, we are deep in gratitude for all that we have and all that we've experienced this year, while expanding the vision of what is possible in the new year ahead. This is a great lunation to set intentions for your Gemini SAG departments of life, each of the houses in your chart where they rule or where those planets live. I suggest some meditation on your dream or vision for your life. What have you learned in the last 3, 6, 9, or 12 months that you can apply now to support yourself and your community going forward? This mutable energy is in everyone's chart somewhere. However, if you have any planets or placements in Gemini, Sag, or Virgo, Pisces, these eclipses are activating you on a personal level too. So this lunation kicks off with the Pisces first quarter moon on November 21st, which helps you process what's going on in your life through the filter of the emotions and intuitions that you are feeling at this time. You may ask yourself questions that help you discern what's really happening versus when you are looking through rose-colored glasses, seeing what you want to see, rather than what's really going on. First quarter brings the first step on our new moon intentions. So in this case, you should follow your intuition because Spirit's communication is always more subtle than literal. I also recommend prayer, reverence in nature, intentional solitude, all good for hearing your angels and ancestors wanting to speak to and through you at this time, and practice honoring your feelings and personal boundaries, but also double check your own perceptions and filters. Okay, that's all part of a Pisces moon. But during the first quarter, like it says, it's your first step. So we're making choices and decisions at quarterly moons. Usually there's some movement. Then we have the Gemini full moon lunar eclipse, November 30th, which helps you process the facts and information revealed after you've gone inward. This is good for reviewing options, opportunities, and other ways to decide on what the best way is for you personally. The full moon always illuminates an area in need of attention. Sometimes with Gemini, it is simply making up your mind and making a decision so you can get congruent instead of being pulled in too many directions and dissipating your energies and resources. Okay? This is bigger than the usual Gemini full moon, which supports a major data dump on a regular day. The eclipse energy ties it to larger 9 and 18-year cycles. So 2020 marks a decade. So at a minimum, we are releasing 9 to 10 years of old thinking, old ideas, old paradigms, old thought patterns, and most of all, old ways of communicating on multiple levels. It is a delicious opportunity to change your thinking in a fundamental way, which will shift the path you are on. The last time we had this energy was 2001 to 2003, and there are many similarities to the social collective evolution since then. As we release debilitating mental patterns with this full moon eclipse, which, by the way, eclipses facilitate permanent change. So anything you're ready, willing, and able to let go of right now can be permanently done with. We move into the Virgo last quarter moon on December 7th, where we get to work on the acceptance of whatever is not working. Let go and trust that you are creating a cleaner space for a more efficient aspect of your being to emerge. If it doesn't serve some kind of actual function, it has to go, which clears space for something more useful and relevant to support you in real time, okay? Virgo is all about making sure things function. This Virgo last quarter moon will help you sort and sift, release, and integrate what is real for you personally and what is essential for your body and daily reality, the one that you have to navigate on a regular basis in real time. We're still processing, but not the idea of what's happening in your life at this time. It's more like how much your physical body and nervous system can actually handle and process what's happening in your life in a 24-hour period. This is the time to simplify, basically, and to check in with your own systems and make sure they're working properly and communicating with each other, which leads to our Sag new moon solar eclipse. So I love this kind of lunation. It doesn't always happen this way, but we start with the clearing process. The full moon is preceding the new moon. We get to let go and release and clear so that these new moon seeds are on such clean, solid ground. I love it. And this one comes on December 14th and will help you intuit the deeper meaning, and develop a completely new story and probably a belief system too that you personally can live with integrity. This is it. We're getting to our true, authentic selves, and whatever you believe is becoming true for you. So that's why we want to keep it positive and heart centered. This is when we plant seeds of living a more authentic, vital, vibrant, and honest life. It's also the time when I give everyone permission to dream big, stretch beyond your normal limitations, and expand the vision for your life. Don't concern yourself with the how or when. Just connect to the essence that you want to experience and invite the universe to shape it for you. Trust me, the universe knows better what you really need and what would be best for you. So just connect to the essence. This Sag new moon eclipse brings a potent seed point fertilized by additional energies this week. Okay, so the very next day, Chiron goes direct, allowing our healing process to advance after the annual review. It's also a fire sign, which makes it a trine and a blessing without effort on our new moon intentions. This year, what have you learned? What have you healed? And what have you transformed? Okay, that's what Chiron retrograde is all about. Venus and Juno both move into Sagittarius this week. Okay, so they're not quite there at the moment of the new moon, but 5 minutes later they are. And so I am taking their feminine perspectives about truth and commitment. And these ladies would rather inspire than cajole or convince, right? So this is what we want to think about right now during Sag time as well, is how to inspire. I don't really want to shake people awake. We want people to wake up on their own because their hearts are opening and their minds are clearing and they're ready for a new truth and to live into a new story. But that also shifts the true values and priorities, especially in our relationships, partnerships, and finances, to what is more truth, integrity, and sustainable on a higher level. Okay, Venus and Juno are going to demand a higher level of accountability in our partnerships and relationships across the board. But in Sag, that's what it's all about. Then the biggies for the week. Both Saturn and Jupiter move into Aquarius, the week of our new moon eclipse, new beginnings, shifting the vibration, energy, and lessons for the social realms. Now you add eclipse to the mix and you know change is the name of the game. In Sagittarius, it is a change in your consciousness and a renewal of what you believe to be true or possible for yourself. And if we have ever had an upgrade, 2020 is it. Break to realign. Ultimately, after all that processing, plus the renewal of planets in places they haven't been for decades, we can then go forward and make better decisions for ourselves and each other. This is the time to focus forward and really decide what the story of your life is saying to your friends, family, community, and the universe. There are so many planetary alignments and global cycles converging at this time. Anything you can do on your personal individual level is, without a doubt, contributing to the larger story of Mother Earth. But even more importantly, her evolution is contributing to how your life story unfolds. It is an incredible time to be awake, alive, and participating. So this lunation supports changing our individual conceptions and perceptions in radical ways. So what are you conceiving and what are you perceiving these days? Sagittarius energy launches a personal and global spiritual quest to create a life that reflects our highest truth. There are some incredibly powerful shifts affecting everyone this month and next. It is vital that I remind you of the planetary support we all have access to at this time, as it is more than the usual shifts. We are all at a major life crossroads. Sag also requires us to take a moment to make meaning out of all this information that we've gathered over the last 6 months to 2 years. And last month, Scorpio energy brought some very real, deeply buried issues to the surface and further revealed what is truly ending, complete, and finished in your life. The reason for this is the end of an era energy going on at the same time. We really are ending some huge cycles, personally and globally, and beginning completely new ones. There is no more postponing, putting on the back burner, avoiding, burying, or sweeping under the rug. Basically, there's no more rug, there's no more cover. Not to totally negate free will and choice, you must remember that you can run, but you can't hide from yourself. So you can choose to postpone or face things once and for all and move freely, lighter to the next level. It's time to subjugate your ego to that of higher divine will. If you find that things are disintegrating in your life, keep in mind that some things have to break to heal correctly or reintegrate stronger. Many people are experiencing career change, relationships ending, income streams shifting, health issues popping up or getting worse. Please know that it is all divine order. You're changing, growing, evolving, and when you change, everyone and everything else around you must shift too, or go away, even temporarily. These are growing pains or labor pains. A lot of people have been calling it that these days, that you are feeling. And while they may seem unbearable in the moment, it is not a permanent condition. You're in the void between the old and the new, where you have to focus, you have to breathe and be present, keeping in mind the most optimistic possible outcome, because if you give in to fear, you only create more pain, more challenges, and more karma to clear. When you catch yourself giving in to the fear, false evidence appearing real, and gravitating toward the worst case scenarios, it can be infinitely effective to immediately correct those thoughts with the highest outcome you can possibly imagine in that moment. My thinking is, if we are in a space where anything can happen, which I believe we are, then why not connect to the miracles? Why can't that anything be something fantastic rather than tragic? Are you an optimist or a pessimist? It is your choice. But know this, it is an infinitely creative time, and whatever you think or imagine is instantly created and eventually manifested. So, Sagittarius time is the time in between the end of the old and the beginning of the new. Next month, we move into Capricorn, where we begin to make the vision tangible and the physical work begins. But right now, Sag asks everyone to reconsider their definition of truth, faith, and purpose. We're being presented with a tremendous opportunity the whole month of December. 1 month is scant time to free your mind of limitations, detach from appearances, and focus only on the highest possible outcomes that you can imagine. This is outcomes to any issue, problem, goal, or objective. There are some powerful planetary shifts which are opening gateways to energy, allowing us to readily connect to the infinite source of all creation. Take advantage of this time. As I ruminated on the relationship between Sag and Capricorn, because that's what's coming next, many things started to dance in my consciousness. That energy being the faith, optimism, and enthusiasm of Sag to create a reality based on your personal truth and ultimate purpose for being here. It cannot just be the proverbial struggle from the cradle to the grave. Survival mode is a state of mind, and we have free will and choice to revision the mode in which we navigate through this life. Sagittarius's gift is exploring the possibilities, while Capricorn's gift is turning those possibilities into tangible reality. We need both energies and the lessons they bring in order to get the most out of this sacred season. Life has a rhythm of expand and consolidate. Expand the truth and then channel the energy toward consolidating a purpose and tangible expression in the world. Tune in to see how this rhythm manifests in and around you. You'll soon discover a pattern that you can work directly with to improve your effectiveness in life. This time deeply supports activating your new truth and story, which is followed by very potent Capricorn energy, which will want to build and take action steps toward laying the foundation of the entire year of 2021. Basically, this is when we make it tangible. Annually, we must infuse our foundation, update, improve, and restore, or review, release, and rebuild. Often, both. So I hope you enjoyed this supplemental update. Thank you so much for being part of my community, and thanks for listening. This is Callie Beard of Karmic Tools signing off.